Have you ever felt like you're pushing a boulder uphill, believing that just a little more effort, a little more control, will finally get you to the top? We've been conditioned by a culture that glorifies the grind, that tells us success is a direct result of how hard we fight for it. We are taught to strategize, to control every variable, and to force outcomes into existence. But what if this entire paradigm is fundamentally flawed? What if the very act of desperately trying is the one thing holding you back? This is the great paradox of effort. The more you grasp, the more it slips through your fingers. The more you try to force a reality into being, the more you signal to the universe that you don't have it. This desperate wanting, this white-knuckled grip on your desires, broadcasts a powerful frequency of lack. It's an energetic scream into the quantum field that says, I am defined by the absence of this thing. And the universe, which is an impartial mirror, can only reflect the truth of your state of being. It doesn't respond to your words or your wishes. It responds to your frequency. Breakthroughs rarely happen at the peak of your struggle. They happen in the moments you finally let go. The moment you surrender, exhausted from the fight, and say, I can't do this anymore. It is in that release, that exhale, that space is created for your desire to rush in. Your reality is not a fortress to be conquered. It is a reflection to be witnessed. It mirrors who you are being, not the intensity of what you are demanding. The struggle itself is the resistance. The force is the very thing creating the friction that slows you down. Let's be crystal clear. Surrender is not apathy. It is not giving up or resigning yourself to a fate you don't want. This is a profound misunderstanding that keeps many trapped in inaction. True surrender, in the context of creating your reality, is one of the most active and powerful states you can embody. It is the deliberate choice to release the how, when, and where, and instead, to fully embody the energetic signature of your wish already fulfilled. It is an act of supreme trust. It is the shift from begging the universe for an outcome to becoming the person who is the living embodiment of that outcome. This state is called coherence. It is the alignment of your thoughts, your emotions, and your physical body with the reality you choose to experience. Instead of passively waiting for something to happen to you, you are actively aligning your personal frequency with the frequency of your desired reality in the quantum field. Think of it like tuning a radio. You don't force the radio station to play the music you want. You simply turn the dial until your receiver matches the frequency of the broadcast. Surrender is turning that internal dial. It is letting go of the static of doubt, fear, and desperation, and locking into the clear, coherent signal of your dream realized. This is not passive. It is a conscious, disciplined act of energetic alignment. Why is pushing harder so counterproductive? The answer lies at the intersection of neuroscience and quantum physics. When you are in a state of stressful striving, desperately trying to control outcomes, you activate your sympathetic nervous system. This is your body's fight-or-flight response. Your brain floods with stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. From an evolutionary perspective, this state is designed for survival. It narrows your focus to the perceived threat, shuts down creativity, and limits your perception to only what is immediately in front of you. You literally cannot see the creative solutions and synchronicities that exist just outside your tunnel vision. You are in a state of energetic chaos or incoherence. In stark contrast, when you practice surrender and trust, you activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest state. Your body is flooded with feel-good neurochemicals, your heart rate slows, and your brainwaves shift into more creative states like alpha and theta. Your awareness expands. You become open, receptive, and coherent. From a quantum perspective, this is everything. The famous double-slit experiment demonstrated that particles of light behave differently when they are being observed. The observer collapses a wave of infinite possibilities into a single particle of experience. You are that observer. A chaotic, desperate observer, operating from a state of fight or flight, sends a scrambled, incoherent signal into the quantum field. The result is a reflection of that chaos. But a coherent observer, one who is calm, centered, and embodying the feeling of their desire collapses possibility into reality with grace and precision. Their aligned energy field acts as a powerful lens, focusing the infinite potential of the quantum field into a singular, desired experience. This brings us to a critical distinction: forced effort versus inspired action. Letting go does not mean sitting on your couch and doing nothing. The universe responds to energy, and action is a powerful form of energy. However, the origin of that action determines its outcome. Forced effort is born from desperation. It is the frantic energy of trying to make something happen because you believe it won't happen on its own. Every action taken from this place reinforces the frequency of lack. It's like trying to build a house on a foundation of quicksand. Your effort just pulls you deeper into the struggle. Inspired action, on the other hand, arises from a state of alignment and coherence. It feels different. It feels effortless, intuitive, and exciting. It's the gentle nudge, the sudden idea, the synchronistic phone call that appears after you have done the internal work of embodying your desired state. Inspired action is the universe meeting you halfway. The key is to get into the state of being first. Embody the feeling of the loving relationship, the abundant wealth, the vibrant health. Feel it in every cell of your body until it becomes your dominant emotional state. From that place of coherence, the right actions will become obvious. They will feel less like a chore and more like the next logical step on a path that is joyfully unfolding before you. You won't have to force doors open. They will simply appear before you, unlocked. When you stop trying and enter this state of coherence, something miraculous begins to happen. Your personal energy field, now vibrating at a stable and powerful frequency, begins to influence the quantum field around you. This is the principle of resonance. Just as one tuning fork can cause another to vibrate at the same frequency without touching it, your coherent state of being can entrain or synchronize the energy around you. Reality literally begins to rearrange itself to match your new frequency. This is not wishful thinking. It is physics. This is when synchronicities start appearing with startling regularity. You think of someone, and they call. You have a question, and the answer appears on a billboard. You need a specific resource, and it falls into your lap. These are not coincidences. They are the quantum field rearranging itself in response to your new broadcast. You are no longer shouting demands at the universe. You are humming a new song, and the world has no choice but to start humming along with you. This is the power you hold. The power is not in your hands, trying to manipulate the external world. The power is in your heart, in the frequency you choose to embody. Ancient spiritual traditions have understood this for millennia. The Bible says, "To those who have, more will be given." This isn't a statement about material wealth. It is a law of consciousness. When you have the feeling of abundance, more abundance is given. Vedanta philosophy teaches tattvam asi, which means you are that. You are not separate from what you desire. You are it. By embodying this truth, you close the gap between you and your desire, not through force, but through resonant identity. The universe intentionally gives you an incomplete puzzle. It does not hand you a fully assembled picture of your future. It provides fragments, clues, and synchronicities, but never the entire map. This is by design. Why? Because the process of creation is a co-creation. It requires your trust and your participation. The human ego, however, craves certainty. It wants to know every step from A to Z before it feels safe enough to move. When the full picture isn't there, the ego panics and reverts to its old programming: force, control, and manipulation. This is where most people get stuck. They receive a fragment, an intuitive nudge, an opportunity, and instead of acting on it with faith, they stop and demand to see the rest of the puzzle. This demand creates frustration and resistance, shattering their coherence and halting the entire process. The true skill of a master creator is the ability to move forward with incomplete information. It is the art of trusting the next piece of the puzzle will appear precisely when you need it, but not a moment before. It's about learning to be comfortable in the space of the unknown, holding the vision of the completed puzzle in your heart, while focusing only on the single piece in front of you. This process is designed to dissolve the ego and build your muscle of faith. The journey itself is what transforms you into the person capable of sustaining the reality you desire. If you were given everything all at once, you would not be prepared for it. Trust the fragments. Follow the breadcrumbs. The path reveals itself not to the one who demands to see it, but to the one who bravely walks it. So, how do you integrate this into your daily life? How do you move from a lifetime of trying to a new reality of being? It begins with a simple but profound declaration, a command to your subconscious mind and a signal to the universe. I want you to anchor this principle right now by making a decision. The decision is to stop making it hard. The decision is to stop glorifying the struggle. The core principle is to shift your frequency from resistance to resonance, and you do this by changing the story you tell yourself. The old story is, I have to work hard for everything. The new story is, I am aligned, and therefore, my creations manifest with ease. To anchor this, I want you to take a deep breath and affirm this declaration, either out loud or to yourself. I allow it to be easy. Feel the shift in your body as you say it. Feel the tension in your shoulders release. This is not a passive wish. It is an active permission slip you are giving yourself. You are giving yourself permission to receive, to flow, and to create without the friction of force. This simple phrase begins to recondition your subconscious mind, which governs 95% of your life. It starts to overwrite the old programs of struggle and lack. To amplify its power, I want you to go to the comments section right now and type, I allow it to be easy. By writing it and sharing it, you are making a public declaration. You are anchoring this new belief not just in your mind, but in the physical world. You are joining a community of creators who are choosing a new way. As you begin to embody this new state of being, your old programming will inevitably fight back. You will have moments of doubt. You will look at your external reality and see that it hasn't changed overnight. And the voice of the ego will whisper, see? This isn't working. You have to try harder. This is the most critical phase. This is the test. Do you revert to the old way of force and control? Or do you hold steady in your new state of being? Sustaining this state is the work. It is the practice of repeatedly choosing the feeling of your wish fulfilled, even when the 3D world shows you the opposite. This is where the science of epigenetics becomes so powerful. Dr. Bruce Lipton's work shows that our beliefs and emotional states send signals that can actually alter the expression of our genes. By consistently maintaining an elevated emotional state, a state of coherence, joy, and gratitude, you are literally sending new signals to your cells. You are instructing your body to rebuild itself into the body of someone who is living your desired reality. Over time, this new state becomes your default. It's no longer something you have to consciously practice. It becomes your new identity. When doubt arises, don't fight it. Acknowledge it as the echo of an old program, and then gently and deliberately return your focus to the feeling of your ideal. Remember, you are not trying to get something. You are allowing yourself to be who you already are at a higher level of frequency. The doubt is the illusion. The coherence is the truth. Let's bring this all together. The life you desire is not something you need to chase, fight for, or wrestle into existence. That is the old paradigm of force, a paradigm that is rooted in the illusion of separation. It assumes you are here, and your dream is over there, and a great struggle is required to bridge the gap. The new paradigm, grounded in both quantum science and ancient wisdom, reveals a deeper truth. There is no gap. Everything you could ever desire already exists as a potential in the quantum field. Your work is not to create it, but to select it. You select it with your frequency. Manifestation is a function of resonance, not force. The journey is not about becoming more worthy or working harder. It is about removing the layers of resistance, doubt, and incoherence that are blocking you from experiencing the reality that is already yours. The shift from trying to being, from force to flow, is the single most powerful transformation you can make. It is the difference between swimming against the current and effortlessly floating downstream. You are a powerful creator, not because you can control the world, but because you can control your state of being. And your state of being is the one thing that truly shapes your world. So I invite you to let go. Release the oars. Stop fighting the current. Embody the feeling of your dream realized. Trust the unfolding and take inspired action when it appears. Make this your new way of life. Begin today, right now, by declaring it to the universe and to yourself. I allow it to be easy. And then, watch as reality rearranges itself to prove you right.